June is cherry season here in the Bay Area, and man oh man, just look at those bunches. Well, there's hardly anything in this world that's as delicious as a whole bunch of ripe cherries hanging out of a tree. I can't resist most of the time when I'm walking underneath this thing to take some down and take a bite. Cherry's pretty easy to grow here. I'd say one of the most difficult things that people get involved with here are the birds. I had about 4 large crows up in my tree this morning causing me problems. Otherwise, the one bugaboo that gets to everybody is the aphid. And we zoom in here on these guys. There they are. See those little black specks on the underside of the leaves? They cause the leaves to roll up like this one right here. See how it's all bunchy looking? It's got aphids all over it. As honestly, probably the easiest way to deal with this is to go ahead and just prune the damage out of the tree. I ordinarily will just take out my pruning chair here, get up in where I find a lot of aphids growing, and take the advantage to kind of shorten up some of the branches in the tree. There's plenty of them over here on this one. Now the biggest problem with some of this is that the aphids can get in on the cherries, and so if they've gotten on your cherries, I highly recommend that you wash. Use a garden hose and just go on in there and wash the honeydew off, wash the aphids off. The honeydew ordinarily shows on the leaves, the sparkly stuff right here. That'll indicate that you got the bugs up there. As the aphids are sucking the sap out of the tree, they're going to go ahead and rain off the extra sap as sugar. Now here's a real good one up over here, see? And it falls downward. The ants harvest that stuff, and one of the good ways to keep aphids out of your tree is to keep the ants out of the tree. Over here on the trunk, I've got a band of some stickum right down there. That's called tanglefoot. Tanglefoot is a sticky vegetable goop that we wrap around the trunk of the tree. Looks like this stuff right here. I just go ahead and smear it on the tree trunk, push it around with a plastic table knife or a popsicle stick, and it keeps the ants from being able to trail over the top of it. I'm looking here at the moment and I don't see any ants on the tree, so I guess, oh, here we go. There's the little guys right there, farming those aphids. The ants are coming across. They got themselves a trail going up the top of the tree. I'm going to have to fix that up. So we'll go ahead and we're going to smear some tanglefoot onto that spot, make their lives miserable over here so they can't get into the top of my cherry tree. The ants are going to go ahead and farm the aphids to actually harvest the honeydew that comes off of the aphid's body, and they feed it to the rest of the colony. And there we go. Got some of it coming out right over the top of their trail here. And you spread that stuff out nice all around the trunk. Get a good bead of it going. Ants can't get past this stuff, and got to keep an eye on it because they'll go ahead and they'll try to put pieces of compost or something in there. But alrighty, so otherwise, if you keep the birds out of the tree, one way to do that might be with the exorcist owl up there. He's got the rotating head. Otherwise, birds, ants, aphids. Biggest bane of the cherry tree in Bill's garden. Have a nice day and enjoy those cherries.